Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are shaping your future with three simple decisions. These decisions don't just control your present, they dictate your destiny. The difference between people who feel stuck and people who rise to greatness often comes down to how they make these three choices. Decision hash 1. What to focus on right now. You are flooded with information, distractions, and problems. But what you choose to focus on determines your reality. Focus on problems, and you'll feel overwhelmed. Focus on possibilities, and you'll feel empowered. The truth is, energy flows where focus goes. The people who succeed are not the ones with fewer challenges, but the ones who decide to focus on growth, solutions, and opportunities hidden inside the storm. Fire decision hash 2. What it means life is not about what happens to you. It's about the meaning you attach to it. When something goes wrong, you have two choices. You can decide it means you're a failure, or you can decide it means you're being prepared for something greater. Meaning is the fuel of life. If you attach empowering meaning to your struggles, every setback becomes a stepping stone. If you attach a negative meaning, you'll chain yourself to fear, doubt, and regret. Remember, you can't always control events, but you can always control the story you tell yourself about them. Decision hash 3. What to do. The final decision is action. What will you do about it? Knowledge means nothing without action. Dreams remain empty without steps. Every time you decide to act with courage, you break the chains of fear and create momentum. Even the smallest step forward can change the entire direction of your life. Success isn't about massive overnight change. It's about consistent, powerful decisions to move forward every single day. So ask yourself right now, what am I focusing on? What meaning am I attaching to my life? What am I deciding to do next? Your answers shape your emotions, your results, and your future. These three decisions are always in your hands, and the moment you take control of them, you take control of your life. Fire, remember this, your destiny is not written by your past, it's written by the decisions you make right now. Every single day, from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close them, your life is being shaped by a force that is often invisible but always present, your focus. The first decision that is controlling your life right now is the decision of what to focus on. It may sound simple, even obvious, but it is not. Focus is the lens through which you see the world, and the truth is, the quality of your life is not determined by what happens to you, but by what you consistently choose to focus on. If you focus on problems, you will see problems everywhere. If you focus on what's missing in your life, you will always feel empty. If you focus on the pain of your past, you will live trapped in it forever. But if you focus on possibility, on opportunity, on gratitude, on growth, suddenly your entire emotional state changes. Think about this. Two people can live the exact same situation, yet one feels crushed while the other feels inspired. The difference isn't circumstance, the difference is focus. When you wake up in the morning, you immediately begin to make unconscious decisions about where your mind will go. Will you focus on the stress of the day ahead, the bills you have to pay, the mistakes you made yesterday? Or will you focus on the chance to start fresh, the opportunities waiting for you, the small blessings you already have? What you focus on determines how you feel, and how you feel determines what actions you take, and what actions you take determines your destiny. It all begins with focus. Let's take an example. Imagine two students who just received a difficult assignment. One focuses on how hard it will be, how little time they have, and how unfair it feels. Instantly, they feel stressed, overwhelmed, maybe even hopeless. That focus leads to procrastination, frustration, and poor results. The other student focuses on the chance to grow, the skills they will gain, and the possibility of surprising themselves with what they can achieve. That focus leads to determination, creativity, and effort. The assignment is the same. The focus changes everything. Your brain is like a search engine. Whatever you focus on, it will find more of. If you decide to focus on negativity, your brain will collect every memory, every failure, every doubt to prove you're right. If you decide to focus on positivity, your brain will highlight moments of courage, reasons to be grateful, and paths forward. You get to choose the filters. Life is always giving you both pain and joy, struggle and strength, obstacles and opportunities. The question is, which one are you focusing on right now? So many people live their lives reacting instead of choosing. They let the media, other people, or circumstances decide their focus. They focus on gossip, bad news, other people's opinions, and then they wonder why they feel anxious, drained, and lost. But leaders, achievers, and fulfilled people take control of their focus. They consciously decide what to look at. They don't ignore problems, but they don't dwell on them either. They acknowledge reality, but they put their focus on solutions, on possibilities, on the bigger picture. Focus also shapes your identity. If you focus only on your weaknesses, you'll convince yourself you're not good enough. If you focus only on your mistakes, you'll live in shame. But if you choose to focus on your strengths, on your progress, on how far you've come, you'll build confidence, resilience, and courage. The person you believe yourself to be is the result of where your focus has been directed most of the time. There's a powerful truth in this. Focus creates feelings. When you focus on fear, you feel afraid. When you focus on love, you feel loved. When you focus on lack, you feel poor. When you focus on abundance, you feel rich. Your focus determines your state of mind in every moment, and your state of mind determines the energy you bring to life. Imagine two people walking into the same job interview. One is focused on all the times they've failed before, on what could go wrong, on the possibility of rejection. The other is focused on the chance to grow, on the excitement of a new challenge, on the value they can bring. Which one do you think gets the job? The difference is not skill, it is focus. So, how do you take control of this decision? The first step is awareness. Most people don't even realize they are focusing on things that disempower them. They say things like, "I'm just realistic," but what they really mean is, "I'm focusing on what could go wrong." Shift your awareness and ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Is it serving me or is it draining me? The second step is to direct your focus with intention. Choose to focus on gratitude, on growth, on progress, on solutions, on love. When challenges come, and they will decide to focus on what you can do, not on what you can't control. There's a simple exercise you can try. Every day, ask yourself 3 questions. What can I be grateful for today? What can I learn from this? What can I do to move forward? These 3 questions force your focus toward growth, gratitude, and action. Do this consistently, and you will notice how your mood, your confidence, and your results begin to shift. Another key is to guard your focus. Who and what you give your attention to shapes your life. If you constantly focus on drama, negativity, and comparison, don't be surprised if you feel miserable. Instead, protect your focus like a treasure. Feed your mind with books, mentors, experiences, and conversations that uplift you. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your strength, not your weakness. Train your focus the way an athlete trains their body, because it is your most powerful tool. Remember, the mind will always find what it's told to look for. If you decide to focus on possibility, you will find it. If you decide to focus on excuses, you will find them too. Focus is choice. Focus is freedom. Focus is power. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to wait for circumstances to change your focus. You can shift it in a second, right now, in this moment. So, ask yourself again, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on problems or possibilities? Am I focusing on what I've lost or what I can create? Am I focusing on fear or on faith? The answer to that question is shaping your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your destiny. Life will always bring storms, but storms don't sink ships. Water inside the ship does. Don't let your focus drown you. Keep your mind fixed on the horizon, on the light, on the purpose that drives you. Because if you master the art of focus, you master the art of life. And here's the truth. The most successful, fulfilled, and joyful people in the world are not those without challenges. They are the ones who decided to focus differently. They chose to focus on meaning over misery, on progress over perfection, on what they can control rather than what they can't. You have that same power right now. With every breath, every moment, every challenge, life is asking you, where will you put your focus? The choice is yours. Focus on pain and you'll feel powerless. Focus on purpose and you'll feel unstoppable. Focus on fear and you'll shrink. Focus on faith and you'll rise. Decide today to take control of your focus, and you will take control of your life. The second decision controlling your life right now is the decision of what meaning you attach to the events that happen to you. Life is constantly throwing situations at you, some expected, some unexpected, some joyful, and some painful. But the truth is, the events themselves do not shape your destiny. It is the meaning you give to them that creates your reality. Two people can face the exact same setback, and yet their lives will move in completely different directions simply because of the meaning they assign to it. Think about it. If you lose a job, what does it mean? To one person, it means they are a failure, unworthy, and stuck. That meaning leads to despair, inactivity, and self-doubt. To another, losing a job means they've been given an opportunity to start fresh, to grow, to explore something greater. That meaning leads to courage, creativity, and action. The event is the same, the meaning is the difference. Meaning is like the story you tell yourself, and stories are powerful. If your story is life is unfair, people can't be trusted, I always lose, then your actions and emotions will reflect that. You'll feel small, bitter, and hopeless. But if your story is life is guiding me, challenges make me stronger, everything happens for my growth, suddenly the same hardships become a classroom. Instead of breaking you, they build you. The challenge is that most people don't consciously decide the meaning they attach. They let fear, past wounds, or outside voices define the meaning. They go through a breakup and say, "This means I'll never find love." They face rejection and say, "This means I'm not good enough." They experience failure and say, "This means I'm not meant to succeed." But all of these are just interpretations, not facts. The truth is, you have the power to rewrite the meaning at any moment. Great leaders, successful entrepreneurs, and resilient individuals are not people who never experience pain. They are people who take pain and give it a meaning that empowers them. Nelson Mandela could have said his prison years meant his life was wasted. Instead, he gave them the meaning of preparation, discipline, and vision. Because of that, he changed not only his own life, but the destiny of a nation. Every challenge you face is asking you, what meaning will you give this? Will it be the meaning that chains you or the meaning that frees you? The events of your life don't define you. The meaning you assign does, and that meaning is always your choice. So right now, ask yourself, the pain I've been through, what does it mean? The obstacles I'm facing, what do they mean? If you decide they mean growth, strength, and preparation, then no matter what happens, life is working for you, not against you. And when you own the power of meaning, you own the power of your destiny. The third decision controlling your life right now is the decision of what to do. Once you've chosen what to focus on and decided what it means, there comes a point where nothing changes until you take action. This is the ultimate deciding factor between those who dream and those who achieve. Knowledge alone does not create transformation. Clarity alone does not build results. Even meaning, as powerful as it is, cannot shift your life until it is translated into action. Life rewards movement. Life rewards courage. Life rewards those who step forward despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite not having everything figured out. Every day you are making this decision, whether consciously or unconsciously. You're either choosing to act in alignment with your goals, your values, your dreams, or you're choosing to do nothing, to wait, to hesitate, to play safe. And make no mistake, inaction is still a decision. The decision to stay in the comfort zone is as powerful as the decision to take a leap, but it leads to very different outcomes. Think about the times you've wanted change but did nothing. Maybe you wanted to start a business, apply for a job, get healthier, mend a relationship, or learn a new skill. You had the focus, you even gave it empowering meaning, but the lack of action kept you exactly where you were. Dreams without action turn into regrets. On the other hand, think about the times you took a small step forward, even when you were unsure. Maybe it wasn't perfect, maybe you stumbled, but that step created momentum. That momentum gave you confidence. That confidence led to more steps. Action builds progress, and progress fuels motivation. The key is not waiting for the perfect moment to act. There will never be a perfect time, perfect conditions, or perfect certainty. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of fear. Every person who has achieved greatness, from inventors to athletes to leaders, did not start with guarantees. They started with action. They started with a step. Action also creates clarity. People often hesitate, telling themselves, "I don't know what to do." But the truth is, clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from moving. When you act, you get feedback. You learn what works and what doesn't. You adjust, adapt, and grow. Without action, you stay stuck in your head, endlessly planning but never progressing. So right now, ask yourself, what action can I take today to move closer to the life I want? It doesn't have to be massive. Small, consistent actions compound into extraordinary results. Call that person, write that page, go for that run, start that project. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. The decision of what to do is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Focus sets the direction, meaning gives it power, but action is what brings it to life. Don't just think about the life you want. Do something that creates it. Because when you decide to act with courage, you decide to take control of your future.